Alright boys, we just got Escanor, so let's go ahead and showcase him real quick. As you guys can see on placement, he's dealing 66,000 damage, but that's not his initial damage because first of all, he got a 20% buff from the game mode, and also he got some hour stocks already gained, so those buff his damage a lot. So yeah, his damage is kind of inflated right now. So let's go ahead and check his passives first of all. Let me actually activate my visual effects. And as you guys can see, his AoE on placement is pretty good. This AoE is actually kind of busted because it targets enemies even outside the unit's range. So it's kind of pretty cool. And his initial damage is insane, but he is quite expensive to place. But there is a catch. There is an interesting catch with this unit. So if we check the passives, the one above all passive especially, first of all, on the pre-match screen, the player can select to burn unit slots. Let me just take nighttime here so we can remove the buff. As you guys can see, this is without the buff, by the way, without any unit buff. This is just the hour stack buff. Look at how much damage he's dealing on placement. Anyways, as we said, on the pre-match screen, the player can select to burn unit slots. Burned unit slots cannot be used. Let's say, for example, I got 6 units, including Escanor. On the pre-match screen, I'm gonna select to burn all my units, all my 5 units here except Escanor. And what that is gonna do is, it's gonna basically give Escanor a permanent 1 hour stack, and as I said, it's gonna give him buffs. I'm gonna mention it later. And if all the slots are burned, or you have no other units equipped, this unit will upgrade itself everywhere and becomes free to play. So if you burn all the units, all the 5 units except Escanor, you're gonna have 5 free permanent hour stocks. And also, he's gonna be free to place. Escanor is gonna be free to place. So on wave 0, you're gonna be able to place him. And also, he's gonna be upgraded once every wave. And as you guys can see, he actually has 15 upgrades. So by wave 15, he's gonna be maxed out. So on wave 15, he will be maxed out. Also, he got another passive called High Noon. For every wave that passes, this unit gains 1 hour stock. For every hour stock, it gains 50% damage and 1.5% range. When he reaches 12 stocks, he gains an additional 30% damage. And all enemies in range get inflicted with burn for 2% of this unit's damage for 5 seconds. So what does this mean? This means that basically whatever his damage is, when he gains 12 hour stocks, every single enemy in his range get inflicted with burn for 2% of that unit damage for 5 seconds. And every second, upon hitting 12 stacks... Okay, this is another thing. So yeah, as I said, every second, he's gonna be applying burn for 2% of these units damage on the units, on the enemies on his range. So every time a unit walks into his range, he's gonna be dealing that burn damage once he hits the 12 stacks. And upon hitting 12 stacks, every wave lowers the stack count by 1. So once he reaches 12s, he's gonna start decreasing instead of increasing. And we also got a third passive, Sunshine, which basically is a simple burn passive, and it's gonna be mixed with another cool thing as well. So attack inflicts burn for 30% of this unit damage for 5 seconds. If an enemy leaves this unit's range, this unit will inflict that enemy with burn for 100% of this unit's damage for 5 seconds. So normally it inflicts burn for 30% of this unit's damage for 5 seconds. And also, once a unit leaves this unit's range, once an enemy, leaves this unit's range, it will inflict that enemy with burn for 100% of this unit's damage for 5 seconds. So after 5 seconds pass, this burn will deal the same amount of this unit has. The same amount of damage this unit has. And trust me, this damage will be insane once we max him out. And anytime this unit inflicts burn on an enemy, it cleanses all debuffs and status effects from self. So yeah, he does cleanse himself from debuffs and status effects. So let's go ahead and upgrade him now. Upgrade 1. Upgrade 2, his SPA starts decreasing. His damage is increasing as well by a slight amount, keep in mind. But his SPA does decrease until he reaches upgrade 5, where he gets Heavenly Sword and Lion's Sin. So let's keep upgrading him. So on this upgrade, he becomes a Cone AoE and he gets a brand new ability called Lion's Sin. This ability deals 400 damage to every enemy in range and currently only used once per match per player. So this ability gets unlocked on upgrade 5, but it is better when used on the last upgrade. So it's a nuke, a 400% damage nuke to every enemy in the range of the unit once per player per match. So let's go ahead and keep upgrading him. He starts decreasing SPA as well and damage. And on upgrade 9, he gets Cruel Rain. Almost 150,000 damage, 6.1 SPA and 50 range. Keep in mind he is buffed by 70% from the game mode. We're gonna keep upgrading him until we reach Cruel Prominence upgrade 14, where he becomes a Lion AoE, and then on the last upgrade his range is huge. He is a decent Lion AoE. It's not that great. It's almost the same like every other Vanguard unit. They almost all have the same AoE, the same circle AoE. 300,000 damage, by the way, every 7.9 SPA, traitless. Only 70% damage buff, by the way. And we got a brand new ability called Ultimate. Sets self to 12-hour stack and gains plus 50% damage. Can no longer lose our stacks. And after 5 waves, this unit sells self. So basically, if you're playing a story mode or whatever, when you reach, for example, wave 11, you will use this ability and he becomes instantly insane. As you guys can see, he also gets the cool thing, the cool skin, the one from the anime. And basically, if you do that, you will not lose anything, because basically the game mode ends at wave 15. On wave 11, you do this, you can basically just finish the game with this insane damage. And also keep in mind, he does have the nuke to use. You obviously you're gonna use it on the last wave. So this guy on progressive modes, on like whatever, like Rift, Portals, whatever, he's gonna be insane, guys. He's a must-have unit. He's gonna be insane in almost every single game mode in the game. Go ahead and get him. He's probably gonna be like the best unit in progressive, in whatever. Just use him and burn all the other units and you're set to go. He's also a pretty good unit to macro with, you know what I mean? And yeah, this guy's busted, guys. And yeah, this is it, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and see you in the next video.